Match week 17 in the Jamaica Premier League ends this evening, and 2 matches to bring the curtain down on the match week. Let's join Donald Oliver and Chris Taylor from the Stadium East field for our roundup.
Pretty warm conditions here at the National Stadium East field as we prepare for Monday night football in the Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel. A couple of matches today. Waterhouse, of course, they are in second position in the standings. They're hoping to go top of the table. They'll be facing off with Humble Lion. And of course, in the game right after that, Monday night fixture, Malines United will do battle with Mount Pleasant. And we are eagerly anticipating those 2 matches a little bit later on. But we're picking up from the action yesterday on Sunday afternoon. And weren't the most exciting games, if we are to be fair. But we did see a couple of good goals throughout the course of the day. That was a really good header coming from Adaproy Bygrave. Lovely delivery by Nicoy Christian. And Bygrave with the header scoring his 11th goal this season. And I'm sure he's going to be remembering that one. Timothy Gardens, they responded well in that second half, didn't they? As they tried very hard to get the equalizer. They were awarded a penalty in that second half. And it was pretty much an easy call there after he was tripped inside the box. It's a late challenge coming in, and Garnett was tripped over there, and up would step Rodico Wellington. The celebration began as the penalty was awarded, in fact, and they were so sure that Rodico Wellington would score, and in fact he did in that second half as Tivoli Gardens. Well, they managed to get a point out of the game. Wellington was our player of the game, and he had a really good match yesterday. So honors even after 90 minutes. And in the second game of the doubleheader, what a ball that was by Colorado Murray, finding Trayvon Reed, who finished well. And that was the opening goal for Harbourview. Taking a look at it again, going by the keeper so easily, Reed, and he was favoured to score. And he did well, putting the ball across the line and sending the Stars of the East ahead. Yep, it's his show, and it was indeed his time. His 6th goal this season, Trayvon Reed, and then he would supply the assist. Just a change of roles there. Him providing the assist, and Murray with the finish, and it was emphatic. There was some appeal for offside, but he was right in line, wasn't he, Colorado Murray, and he made no mistake from there. That finish just rolling back the years. That's what we've seen on so many occasions in the past, and of course he's on target once more for Harbourview this season. So that's how it ended for the Stars of the East. Just to go over all the results on the opening day of match week 17. Dunby Holden and Tivoli Gardens, of course, 1-1. Cavalier and Veer United, 0-0, 2-2 between Mopey United and Arnett Gardens. A bit of a surprise result there as Arnett Gardens, they continue to slip there. They've been just dropping points. And of course, as I mentioned before, Harbourview with a 2-0 win over Portmore United. So let's take a look at the table now. And we see that Dunby Holden, they're on top, 39 points. Waterhouse, it's possible for them to actually go top of the table, though, level with victory this afternoon. Arnett Gardens in 3rd spot, stuck in 3rd spot at 32 points. Mount Pleasant in 4th, Cavalier 5th, and Harbourview rounding out the top 6. Of course, Harbourview holding that final playoff spot, but they are trying to stave off Tivoli Gardens and Humble Lion, of course, who are trying to make an impact and go further up the standings in the opening game against Waterhouse. Waterhouse, they've been doing really well as they try to move up the standings and get that secure spot as they head into the playoffs. And of course, Malines United against Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant, a team that has been struggling in recent time. They really want to restart their campaign as they try their best to maintain a playoff spot. Let's see how they'll handle it. Of course, we do know that they have the star players, Mount Pleasant, but Malines United, it'll be difficult for them to run against Mount Pleasant. Well, that's it from the National Stadium East field. It's back to you guys in studio.
Yeah, so Donald Oliver there with our roundup, which means, Lance, that if Waterhouse can win this evening, they will lead the table on goal difference, because already they have a +21.
Yeah, goal difference significantly better than Dunbeholden, who would have been disappointed at dropping points in their fixture against Tivoli, especially because they're taking the lead, and from such a good goal as well from Atafuroy Bygrave, the hot man for Dunbeholden at the moment. But they're, you know, from a playoff standpoint, that is really where the action is. The battle, George, between 6th place Harbourview and 7th place Tivoli looks to be the biggest battle at the moment to fill that number 6 spot, because Humberland is a little way off in 8th place, and maybe the odds don't favour them getting into the top 6, but Tivoli are just outside the top 6, and Harbourview are within reach. Cavalier may be a little beyond them, but that Harbourview-Tivoli battle for the 6th spot at the moment is the most intriguing.
You know, I want to just quickly say something about player selection, because the next time a national team is called up, a national senior team for the Reggae Boys, yeah, I'm going to be complaining if I don't see certain names in that team. I've been very, very, very calm regarding selection so far, but I don't think I can be calm anymore if it is that Nicoy Christian from Dunbeholden doesn't get a call-up. Lance, it is, I would suggest that we watch more Premier League football than the people who pick the teams. I will say that for myself. Yeah, if there have been 80 Premier League games this season, I may have done 70 of them. And what I see week in, week out is a player who is the most informed. Notice my phrase. I'm not going to go into better and who is better than who and whatever. Nicoy Christian is the most informed midfielder I have seen from the start of the season to this point. And I see teams getting picked and all kinds of players getting called up. Players from left field, players from here, players from there. Now, I'm of course all for youngsters to get their break, because I was a youngster who got a break some years ago, and I really appreciate that. And because of that, I'm always biased towards the youngsters. But at the same time, we have to reward performance. And if we're picking a national senior team on merit, there is no way, if he holds this form, that the next time a national senior team is announced, that Nicoy Christian is not in that Reggae Boys training squad. And I'll be making a lot of noise if that doesn't happen. And I know the players in the Premier League, some of whom have made fleeting appearances and have gotten calls, and I'll be calling you out on it. I'm sorry, selectors, because you have to do better.
Yeah,
fair is fair.
I'm very impressed with Nicoy Christian, George. I don't know if the selectors would want to put a 30-year-old in the Jamaican. I'm just saying.
30 years old, he's not 40.
I know, but
I'm
just looking at, they may be looking at it to the next World Cup qualifying cycle, which is
by that you do what?
4 years from now.
Lance, I know it's not an argument you are advancing.
Yes, I'm just saying that might be how they would be thinking.
But it can't, that is nonsense from them, because if you're looking to build a winning culture, you're looking to build your best team. A man who is 30 years old cannot be excluded because you're building for the future. If that is the case, every player that's in the next squad, if that's going to be a criterion, every player in the next squad must be under 30 years old. Yes. If that is the case and Nicoy Christian is not picked, you won't hear any argument from me.
The other thing, though, George, is that you may have to wait a little longer for this next setup, because the next set of friendlies for the Jamaican team will be in Europe against the Catalan team and
then Uruguay, and then there's a friend coming up against Uruguay as well. Don't forget that one.
Yeah, but the first set are for, we understand, players based in Europe.
That's fine.
That they'll be they'll be taking a look at.
So if it's a predominant, that's of course, because Paul Hall has to do his scouting. Right. Yeah? So that's fine. But I'm saying, if you're going to tell, if nowadays in football, where sports science is so advanced, if you're telling me that a player at 30 years old is not going to serve you well the next World Cup cycle, which is a rubbish argument and a nebulous argument that dunce people try to front to kill a conversation about picking players and try to escape scot-free from justifying and defending decisions they make. Fact is, if a 30-year-old can't get into the Reggae Boys squad, it means that nobody over 30 should be included in any Reggae Boys squad comprised of local players that will be called up for any engagement.
For the record, I'm very impressed with Nicoy Christian. I have been for about 3 years now. He has a lot of natural skills as a football player. His first touch, his dribbling skills, his vision, and I'm very impressed with Nicoy Christian. I think he's a top draw player in the Premier League.
I'm all for the youngsters, all for the youngsters. And so the young Pearson from Cavalier, KC, a lot has been said about his selection. I think that little boy has a great future. So I'm all for the selections of players like him. But come on, there must be room for the best parading midfielder in the local Premier League. And Nicole Christian is in form, more consistent than anybody we've seen playing midfield for any club of the 12 in the JPL. Simple.
Thank you for watching SportsMax on YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay informed.